So, hello everyone. Can someone confirm if you hear me okay? Everything is fine. Okay, so you hear me. Let's get started. Welcome to my first live stream. I'm Alpha Max. Some of you already know me, some of you maybe don't. I'm the guy who brought this in trader from field. And first, I want to answer some questions that I got from people regarding the indicators from field, the Predator, Sniper, Iron Man, and other stuff. Some people asked if I'm going to change them, add some things to them, or what's going to happen. So first of all, people who had lifetime purchases, they will remain the same and the access will be from field account. But as a backup, if something happens to the access, I will provide access again. And I'm not going to change them. They are not mine, so it's Philip's work. They will remain the same as they are. So nothing going to change regarding this. And another question was what's going to happen to this trader from now on. So basically, it will still remain the same. I will add some of my stuff and pretty much that's all. Nothing big is going to change. So let's talk about crypto and how I see it, how I trade, how I think, and why I think. At a quick view, right now, we are dumping, and pretty much this is what I was expecting. People who are in Discord already know my view, and it's something like this. I talk about this someplace around here. And the view it's we are going to dump a little bit more. Not right now, but around until end of May, start of June. I think this is what is going to do. And basically this is exactly what happened in the last cycle. Let me so basically it's what happened around here. Basically this spot is the same as this. Not the end of the cycle like people think about, like it's the end, what was going to happen. And as some of you know, I said that I sold starting with 85 to 95 to 97 and talk about even the top, a local top, not the cycle top, will be around 108. And my view of this was because past people cycles, a lot of people that I know, not that much, but they talk about the real bull market starts in Q1 of this year. The alts are going to pump, everything is going to moon. So basically, people from 2018 2018 cycle, 2017, and the 2021 people cycle, their view was this is the time, not another time. And market does the opposite thing. And Trump helped a little with the tariffs and things. And probably it will go first as low as where it started. Somewhere around here, I think it was the election in November. Yeah, just about. This was the start. Everyone got bullish because Trump is pro crypto and the strategic Bitcoin reserve. So everyone bought here. Every time there is a place where people buy, eventually it will be where it's end up sooner or later. This time was pretty much sooner. So I expected we are going to go at least here as a start. And after that, around June, we'll probably going to see if you resume at the top again, or maybe go even higher, or who knows. Not easy to predict like what happens to Bitcoin price for a period of more than 3 months, like to 6 months. So that's why my reason was to sell above 85, 95, to sell not everything that I have, but small part, around 10 to 20% of what I have. I bought around 30, 38 something. Yeah, around here was my first buy after it got out of 38k. This is what I bought. I was not a believer around here. Everyone knows I talk about on Discord. Did not think it will pump now, but I said after we are above this level here, probably I will go all in. And this is the place I start to buy. When when the price was around here, people was bullish. Hey, we're going to 100k. Everyone got in, and after that, this. No one believed me when I said that we're going to low as 52. That's what I said. And in one of my messages, I said maybe even 49, but didn't think it was possible. And you all know from Discord, this was an algo trading algorithm. When the ATF started in January, I think January, February, something like that, this big candle, the game changed. The big boys, the BlockRock, and big traders, and a lot of other people, they jumped in. So I said then this will change the cycle and how things are going to be. And I detected around here, it was not like Bitcoin never did something like this. Specifically, in a 6 months period, something like that, even more, 8 months. Never in the past, on the weekly time frame, never did something like this. And I was sure it's an algorithm. Usually, this is how they do. They have specific way of trading, and they scrambled everyone's minds. No one knew what is going to happen. Like, what is this? Up and down, up and down. Everyone got liquidated. I think I can say only like 5 to maybe 10% of the people holded or did some money. And then it was the Iranian war and other stuff. But this was algo trading, and I predicted, you know, with my post on the Discord, that there are 3 steps. This is one, the second step, the third step, and finally it was another one. And I said in September, I think like 52 is the bottom. It did week lower, this one, but around 52 before. This was my buy-in again. And I sold 85, 95, and 97, the last one. Did not sold anything about that. And I said we are going in a 1-year bear market. And I drew something like this. Something like this until the end of the year. I think something similar. And I said that for at least 1 year or 6 months, the price will go like this, as low as 30 something, 33 I think, but probably it will not go lower than 45 if we are really going to go that low and be that bad. It's going to be like around these levels here. If you are going to one bear market, it's going to be like this. Before it will resume, sometime, can't really know exactly the date, but when it will resume, it will eventually go to 140, 160, and finally around 180. That's going to be like a top. People always talk about the cycle tops because every 4 years there is a halving, and people think history will repeat again and again and again like forever, which I said no, it doesn't have to do. With the ETFs and other stuff, the cycle changed. And as you can see, this is the first one, the second one with blue, the third one with green, and our cycle. As you can see, nothing similar. Around here, or maybe around here, people expected a launch. This is probably going to be a little bit later. Eventually, it will go there. But I don't think it's now like people expected. We hit 100K, which is a big psychological level. And a lot of people believed in this. A lot of people was in this belief. Because this is market psychology. That's how I think. When everyone wants to be in, it will dump. And again, when no one gives a chance or thinks it will go up again, then it will go, people will go in some disbelief again, and it will pump higher. Probably around August, I think, or maybe to the year end, Donald Trump expects some legislation with the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and probably around there or by there we will get some bullish momentum again, but who knows what's going to happen. For now, I don't think it's going to instantly pump or instantly dump, but for sure it's not what people expected, like every time. In 2001 was faster, in 2017 was later, and probably now it's going to be a little bit more even later. But it will resume like something similar to previous cycles. So this was the longer view. On the short term, 5 hours, it did what I was expected. You all know from Discord, I was short around 88, around here. I was short, didn't took profits here, waited again, added more, Didn't took profits here when it hit my levels of my indicator. Stayed there, but yesterday was tired, didn't wait, and I closed like a small profit on this week. When it pumped with the USA opened, I closed my trade around here, but I wanted to take profits around 84, and this is where it got. I expected to be sooner from the algo, like this was expected to be, and it's pretty much the same. So from here, right now I think it hit the Ironman support and also my level of -3 on the weekly. I will talk about that later. It should hold here, at least for today, and on the weekend I don't think we are going to get much price action to trap people, and eventually we resume Monday, but probably it will go lower. Not now, for sure. It can hold for a short period of time. Resume here, scramble a little bit until Monday. Like this is going to be the range, maybe like this. So for the weekend, if we don't go a little bit lower, this is going probably to be the range until Monday. So this is the first live stream. My voice maybe is a little bit strange. I never did a live stream in my life. I never talked to myself, only to online public. My English also, I don't know if it's that good. I'm not a native English speaker like Phil or other people. But I guess I will get used to it. And also with people. Why my battery? Oh, I have a problem. Wait a second, guys. Didn't expect it to happen. So now we're charging. So let's talk about my indicator, the Alpha Prime, which some of you already have access, and how I use it. As I said, like basically how I do trades on the shorter time frame, longer time frame. Basically, I usually enter when it's below 2.5 level, which also usually it's with the support level. Even if it starts to be a little bit bearish around the support, this is a good entry. And even if it goes lower, eventually it will get back here. So even if the entry is wrong, you'll have an exit every time. Below the 2.5 level to the 3 level and close to second support, or if it's above the resistance, no matter what the market will do, will go lower or higher, it will have a exit plan. Like every time you are going low, you have to have a good entry so you can exit in case something goes wrong. And these levels are for like normal trading, normal environment. If there is a food or if there is a bullish news, if people get into FOMO, these levels are not wise to be traded in such environment. Like if there is a market hack like Bibit or some bad news about the tariffs and markets change, they are not wise, but still they are going to help you in case the market goes lower. If you have an entry like here or here, even if it dips a little bit lower, eventually it will go back here. And from here, usually it will resume to the second support, to the first support. And then you'll have to see there. And they are made like for futures trading, like Predator and Sniper and Iron Man usually are very good for spot, like where to enter, to hold, and to exit above. But for futures, if you are going like the indicators are made for around, I didn't add here, it's on another version that I'm building for you. So they're made with some settings with where to exit, like the percentage. And usually it's about as minimum as 2% from 2.5 or 3 to a range of 3% to 4 maximum. So basically, if you enter along here, like I did, like before starting this live stream, I bought the dip. A safe exit will be around here. It's close to where it got down. If you are doing a 5x long, to be like a medium, like 3x is very safe, 5x is a medium, and 10x and above starts to be, how do you say it, pretty risky. So this will be my target first, a 3%. On a 5x, it's 50% of your total trading position size. If you have a 10K, a 50% will be around $2,000. Like, depends on the size. And usually you will see when I will upgrade the prime indicator with more functions, with backtesting, you'll see on the history, like from 9 trades, or only one failed on the daily. Let me see if I can add it, but it's not with this. With the strategy, daily. You can see how it looks. It's not going to be like this for you. I'm working to make it more. We'll have some filters to do. And you can see here, short entry, 1002, basically at the start of this candle. And the exit was a 3% at 96, and a 5% exit around 95. One. This was a second short, but it did still hit a stop loss around 2%. So this was a failed. I don't know if I put the right settings, this should be around 80%. I think it settings for the daily. Let me check. Okay. Yes. This is on the for support and not the second one. So the win probability trade is 81%. 9 win, 2 losses. It hit a 2% stop loss from 11 trades. And this is like not the real win, because it doesn't count the other ones, only count the actual one, like the last win. So it's basically on a 3% to 5% exit, the short entry, and the exit with a 3% and a 2% loss. So basically from 11 trades, 9 of are a win and 2 are a loss. The loss will be a 4% for each of them, and the others with 3% and 5% will be a range of more than 4% win on 9 trades. On a 10x, that's a 90% for every trade. So if you basically go long with $10,000 in a period of 3 months, I don't want to say about bigger amounts or something like that. The range of the trades are from start of here, February, no, on December, yeah, from December until now, it's going to be a lot of profit and winning on the daily. On the 3 days, it's even more better, but with less trades. It's going to be 3 out of 1 with this. If you change it to the second one, it will still be the same. This, it will be probably available in few weeks. I'm still working on it. Like, this is what I used and I made it since I started trading Bitcoin. Forgot to say about that for people who don't know me. I'm in crypto since 2012, 2013. Even if I know Bitcoin since it started, I was not a believer. Like, internet money, like, what is this? And was skeptical, I think, like everyone. I don't know everyone who found out about Bitcoin from the start and said this is the future and I'm investing in the future. But in 2012, I started buy Bitcoin, read the white paper, see what this orange coin is about. And since then, I'm like full in Bitcoin. Started to mine Bitcoin, to buy Bitcoin, trade Bitcoin. I never cared about the cycle stop. I'm not a trader, and I'm not for sure a chart analyst or did something about this. It's like natural. I found about it, opened the charts, see how I can work on this, like to change what I do. And since then, I never failed and made some few losses, but like small ones. And sorry about the pause from the talking. It's first time I'm doing this. I never did like repeat something or record something or I'm basically I do what I do, and if it's good or if it's bad, we will see about it. So since I'm not like Philb is the goat on his stuff. He has his way. I have my way, like everyone has his way of trading or thinking or what's going to happen. But mine for sure is going to be strange for many of you or different. I'm not from the trading world. I never traded stocks or forex or anything else. And I trade my way, like what I've learned so many years from Bitcoin, what it does, when it does, and why it does. Basically, every trading is psychology. Like nothing is anything else. The market will dump and pump and do something so you can act. That's the main psychology. If you start trading or you are in trading for some time, no matter what time you got in, if the market dooms, it will make you be bearish or be bullish. You will long or you will buy or you will sell. That's the only reason market does something, because that's what people do. They react to news, they react to patterns, to moving averages or RSI or MACD or every indicator possible. That's why the markets pump and dump, only for you to do something, to act. And people usually with this, they involve emotions. Like for trading, I don't know, for other stuff like S&P or Nasdaq or other type of trading, Bitcoin is way different. And people use emotions to trading. They have fear and greed. Like that's the market, what is based on. The whales, the market makers, and everyone else involved in this space who can control or manipulate the space. That's what they are going to use. People fear and people greed. They will dump the market, pump the market, so people will act or react to what they have. And they don't have emotions. Like they want to make money. That's the only goal of the big boys, to make money. And there is there are classes like the high class who have millions and billions and can move markets how they want, with the people, against the people. They are the medium level, like traders who know how to trade, what they do, how market works. But the vast majority of traders are the small people who want to, some want to get rich, some want to get a better life, or some want to have as a hobby or a job or get something out of it. That's the 80%, 90% at least from the market participants. And that's where the money comes from. The smart money are the guys who make money, and they make money from the people. So in trading, you don't need emotions. These levels that I made are basically for that. If you don't have this, or only or other indicator, like where are you going to buy, what is a good level, like Phil made the sniper, like this is a good level to buy, at least on this time frame. On a longer time frame, for sure there are levels a little bit lower, like this level here, like worked for a little bit, pump it above, then it dump. So this level here didn't work too much. This one, it seems like it worked. This also will work for sure, and this is the small one. Basically, like we can have all the indicators in the world from all the people, they don't work like every time or forever, or not like you can, they were, but the news, what happens in the world, no indicator will predict that thing. And yeah, about trading and emotions, that's what make people lose money and like almost never make them win money. That's how markets work. They will dump and you'll have to do something. You will buy, you will wait, or you will sell your bag because you got scared. In trading, you don't need emotions. Like if you think or feel the market is going to go up, probably if it will, is going to be some random stuff. It's not going to do what you think, but in people's mind, that's how they think. I think it will pump, I think it will dump, now it has to pump, now it has to dump. The other, that's like majority of the people in the market. And the second half is they don't know what to do and they need some advice. Like people who really know what's going to do. Basically, no analyst, no trader, no one like basically no one knows what is going to do, but based on history, on experience, on tools, they know at least where is a good place to buy and with the volume and other stuff, what's going to do. Going back to the Bitcoin right now, let me refresh. The foils. Open interest a little bit down, but not too much from yesterday. So people don't give up their entries and their position. A little bit lower than previous one on the 1 day, but not bad. Long short ratio, so people got bullish and buy the dip. Around 1.6 is still safe. Like it is bearish, but I think around this level around 1.8 and people shorted, it got up. Will probably be something similar like this. 1.6, probably more like this. People will long this like in the weekend or Monday. It will probably doom then the next week. So the liquidity. This is what I think it will hit, at least as a start. This is not that big, like not too much. If this is to grow the liquidity here, it will probably take some time. So if price hit this level around 70s, around here, then eventually it will go back like to this point here. So up and down for some months until this will grow. Like this liquidity is going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. But first, we will see something around 74K. Take this liquidity. Me to 5 and leave the 3. So yeah, it will be this is going to be eaten. This is something like if we ever get here this year, probably will have to be some really bad news, but for now I don't think it's the case. Maybe later, if my view is going to be like I think, to go as low as 40s, but this is just like a vision, not like something real or just a view, a very long one. But probably the 70s are going to be sooner or later, like in the next 1 month. And this will grow bigger and bigger and bigger around to the levels of 180, which will be a top. Probably like I think it's going to be like next year, maybe in the last, to start in the last months of this year, but who knows? But I don't think we are going to see some cycle this year. Some people think this is just a dip and it will go higher like in June or August. Or and don't forget, usually people think sell in May and go away, and usually it works every time. But this is a longer view. I think it will be, but at least not right now. Maybe at the year end, or something bad has to happen. And people forget, like, it dumped with the Bitfinex hack, with the Ethereum hack, no matter if it's Ethereum or Bitcoin or anything. Usually all bear markets, or temporary bear markets, like, doesn't have to be in a specific time of period, but every cycle has at least some mini bear markets with something. And people waiting for the alt season, because there was no alt season, but people forget it was a full year of meme coin season. Like, every meme coin pumped, every new meme coin did more than 10x, 100x. Some people made a lot of money with the meme coins. And the AI coins, like, a lot of them pumped. So there was no Ethereum altcoin season, but was a full Solana altcoin season. Things changed a little bit, because in the past cycles, people invested in projects and in the work of that project, and who was in charge of that project, because that was the easy money. And then there was the staking, the locking period. Like, the next cycle theory was not about like 2018, like 17, 2016, where you buy a coin with Ethereum, you get the coin, they list it on markets, you make 10x because you are a early investor or private investor or public investor. After that, after a lot of rug pulls and a lot of bad stuff to the market, then it changed with the staking, with the locking period, with the vesting period, and people didn't make money. Like, only the private investors, the VCs, the marketing, they got to make money, and people didn't make any money out of it. Like, you invest in a project in a public sale, you get 6 months of vesting, and you get only like 10-20% in months, or you get locked for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and after that. And a lot of unlockings for Web3 and gaming from people who invested in 2022, 2023 in projects was with unlocking here in 2025. A lot of small projects, small caps, uh, unlocks what was here in this year in 2025. And that was for sure not the reason I was thinking the market will go down and into a bear market. And people are tired. Like, first they invested easy, made easy money, but a lot of projects got rugged, and the CEO didn't want to work on the project, or they get a fight with other partners or investors. And people are tired to wait with the vesting and be left to dump or the project dies. Like you don't have even a chance to sell like altcoins or whatever project is. But then the meme coins, no project, no team, no nothing. Like it's easy. You buy a coin, you throw some money out, $100, and wait to make some money. You got listed in exchanges like this year with the meme coins, what the same year in 2016 and 17 with the ICO eco projects, where the project lists on some website, they do a private sale or a public sale, like it was with the Decentraland, with Mana, with Sandbox, with a lot of coins from that time. And they got listed on the markets, they pumped. People who didn't had a chance to buy on the initial coin offer, or people who didn't allow to buy it, like from countries that are restricted. They hit the market, they hit the exchange, and boom, everyone who was a private investor did 10x. But with the vesting and with the locking and with the period, that people like they reinvested the money from another cycle and they didn't made any money. Like a lot of people lost in locked projects. And with the meme coins, the last year was the same as 2017. You don't have to lock, you don't have to invest. You buy a shit coin, you buy a meme coin, it gets volume, the team gives some percent to the markets to get listed, and then people who didn't know they buy it, and first first buyers made a lot of money. So it was a season like Bitcoin pumped from the lowest 20s to 100, so it's at least 5x. Like usually Bitcoin does around 80% to the top and it gets lower from cycle to cycle. So it was a cycle, not the altcoin season from Ethereum coins, but it was for Solana coins, it was for AI coins, which again they're on Solana, because Ethereum, since it moved from proof of work to proof of stake, and with the high fees, like why will you trade something? You buy $100 of a coin and you pay 10% in fees. Trade it or to move it. Like people don't like that. So that's why no Ethereum season. For sure it will be at some point because the cycle pump like first the layer ones pump like XRP did, like Solana did, Stellar Lumens and some other coins like they did pump like previous cycles, maybe not as that big. But the reason for that, like it was psychological again. If a layer one coin pumps, it doesn't pump because people start to buy it. The big boys, the smart money, pumps that specific coin because the past people who had the coin, they think like, oh, I had this in 2016 and 2017 and I made a lot of good money with this coin. Why did I sell my bag? Like I have to buy it again. The only reason some coins pump and pump instantly and big is to catch the fish, catch the old people, to make old people come into the markets and buy again. Like the bull market started, the bull market is here, now is the altcoin season. And that's the reason to make only people who waited a lot to jump into the market to buy it. They will pump it a little bit higher and then it will dump to where it started. Like it's not something real, it's just to catch the people. That's how it works. And you can see from your point of view, like if you have a coin like dodge, like if you are from old cycles and you have a coin and it pumps, it will give you the feeling that now is the time. Now people will buy it. And like you, a lot of people will buy it, but the boys already pumped like 100% of the coin or slowly buy it on the lows. And when you buy it and wait and don't take profits because it will go higher. It can go higher, and then it dumps, and you will be like the same place you bought, or even with a 10 to 20, even 40% in a loss because you purchase that coin a little bit higher. And like I always talk in the Discord, every time you need a plan. If you don't have a plan in this crypto world, you'll end up with no money, you'll end up broke, or unfortunately some people will get really bad and they lose more. I always tell to people, if you like to gamble, or if you gambled in your life, like slots, poker machines online or something like that, if you start to trade crypto and you're in crypto, well, this is 10x more addictive and more danger than anything else. And if you don't have a plan, you'll probably never sell because it can go higher. This is not the top. Or if you leverage trading and go long or short and you don't have a plan and a target, like something real, so you will never will. You'll have profits, you'll have maybe even 100% profit. You will not going to take that profit because you are not having a plan. And the market will dump even lower, and you're not going to sell into the loss because it can go higher again, and eventually you'll get liquidated or take a very big loss. That's usually because people don't stick to plan. My plan was simple. I said in September, I think. In August, I got a loss. So around on 100K, I think, was my loss in August. And I didn't trade for a month or something. At the end of September, I said, bottom is in. I will go long. And I also bought the spot. The levels like 74, 72, 71. That was my entry levels. People in Discord who watched it that time already know. And that's why you need a plan and to stick to the plan and have a backup plan. If you have a plan and it doesn't work, what are you going to do? Like, what's the exit? And the two profits, I already said many times, above 85, and I had like 3 good months of trading, but I took profits. Like, you have to have the plan. No plan means problems. And that's another reason why you can imagine the block rock who buys Bitcoin is not like people think now that BlockRock buys Bitcoin. No, they don't. They don't for the holders. To understand, if some of you don't know, I want to buy a share of iBit, and I buy for it's $38 a share or 40. I buy 100 shares, so I buy for 4K. They will use that money to buy the Bitcoin. If I sell a share, they will use the Bitcoin to sell it into the market to pay me. Like, BlockRock doesn't buy their own shares. People buy the shares. It's not different than like if you buy MicroStrategy, you buy the share of the company, nothing else. If you buy the ATF, like you buy the share of the company and they will buy Bitcoin with that share. So that's basically BlockRock is not pumping money. but they have customers who are interested in Bitcoin to buy it. That's how it works. And these guys who are in control, like imagine Binance, Coinbase, and other exchanges, they know everything what you do, when you open, when you buy, how you do it. Like it's the same with the real markets from where you buy your groceries or daily food, and you will see offers everywhere or discounts if you are watching for that, because depends on the region you are, but no matter if you are from United States, Europe, or another region, like everywhere is the same. And these people know this stuff, like why you think, how you do, and this is how they make money when they sell into the market or buy into the market, because they have very good analysis on people and how they think. And basically that's why the reason you have a plan, because they also have a plan. Everyone has to have a plan of something, and that's the most important thing. And the other stuff, like how you feel about to trade. If you have a good day and you see something in the market, you are going to get confident that it's a good reason to do something now because you are having a good day. Opposite thing is, if you are in a trade and you are having a bad day at work, uh, a fight with someone or in traffic or whatever, and you are in a trade, you are in profits because you have a bad day, that profit is going to make you feel good. If you feel good about the profit you have, you are not going to take it because that profit, watching it, is going to bring you some joy. And if you have joy, the other things that made you feel bad in that day, the family, friends, work, whatever, you're not going to take profits just because it give you good vibe, like good mood. If you're upset and you are in profit, at least you have some joy in it, and you're not going to take profits. And then the market, it will dump, and what do you know, you don't have any more profits. The same goes with losses. If you have a good day and you are in a loss, you are confident you will be eventually in profit. You are not going to close that trade until a few days later when you are going to be pretty hurt and you're going to be in a bigger loss, and then you'll get scared. You are not going to wait. It's going to be a problem. And there are two ways. You are going to close it in a loss, and after that market will pump it, like the videos you see online. And there is the bad side. Even if you are in a loss, it can give you some good mood. If you have problems in real life and you are in a loss, that loss is going to give you a state of mind, and you are going to be focused only on the trade, thinking, what are you going to do? Are you going to close it? Are you going to still keep it open? And that focus on the trade will disconnect you with every other problems. So if you are a guy who has a lot of stress in his life and a lot of problems, trading is not going to be good for you, because you're going to end up only losing. You are going to go against what other traders do, like other people. You can, if you follow Phil or me or someone else, if you have stress in your life and we are bullish, you are probably going to not be like that. You are going to think something else, because your own mind not going to let you think okay. So being in a loss and not taking the loss or not closing that position and keep it going, and you don't know, maybe you don't realize, or you have an idea and you don't understand why you are not closing it, why you didn't put a stop loss. So like That's the reason. It's your own mind. That's why I always said, like, some people laugh for this market psychology or the alpha psychology. Basically, this is life. We don't trade only charts or only indicators. We trade feelings. We trade how we feel. How is our day? We are confident. We have money and not. And another thing, because sometimes Bitcoin does like exactly what Nasdaq does. If you are checking, where is it? No, not this. Yeah, pretty much the same like Bitcoin. I'm not used to adding more indicators, but basically Nasdaq did today exactly what Bitcoin did. And a lot of times Bitcoin does like what Nasdaq does. And people think it's really correlated, but a lot of time is not. Like the stocks are pumping and Bitcoin doesn't pump. Like what's the catch? If if Nasdaq dumps, Bitcoin dumps. But sometimes stock dumps, even gold dumps and Bitcoin pumps. Or like if you don't understand what's the correlation between these things, is like this to understand. Bitcoin is different than anything else, you already know. But they get attention from other people. So people from the stock market get involved in the crypto market and they think it's the same. And most people who are in from the stock market and going to the crypto market, even if they are right few times, eventually they're going to be very wrong, because crypto is not like stocks, is not like gold, is not like silver. Or yeah, sometimes and even many times it does the same thing. But that's the catch. Bitcoin does what other stock do. It's just because they got interest from that part of the people. Like Bitcoin was born from underground, from small people to Silk Road, illegal shops. Like that was the start of it. It was not banks against Bitcoin and everyone against Bitcoin with govs and everything else. And that was the catch and the reason. It's called like the overtone window. If the banks or the countries made the Bitcoin, probably no one will get it or buy it, even if it was the same. But if it's someone mysterious who disappeared, like Satoshi Nakamoto, uh, it's someone mysterious you don't know. People usually get euphoric about this. A mysterious guy, like it's a mystery who invented Bitcoin, got a lot of attention. The second phase of Bitcoin was the Silk Road. The Silk Road was just for this, to make it Bitcoin, like in a bigger picture, like you can say it's a plan, but for sure it looks like a plan. But that's the overtone window, like something that will get to the people from the start. They will not like it or use it, but if it's from parts of time, like from time to time, people will accept it. And if something is mysterious and everyone is against it, then people will accept it. Same is with this correlation, like people from trading got into the Bitcoin then Bitcoin does exactly what Nasdaq does, not because Nasdaq does something, but because mirrors like a chameleon what Nasdaq does. And you, as a stock trader or as a financial advisor or trader or something like that, you will get attracted to Bitcoin. You see that it behaves the same, then you get confident it's a better option because Nasdaq dumps like how much? Like today it was 2%, and Bitcoin it does 5%, 7%, even to 8% sometimes, and you get away to making more money. But exactly, if you in crypto, if you make 7 trades and you make 7 times money, you are really good at this. You only need one mistake, one bad day to lose it all. That's all you need. So that's why Bitcoin reacts to Nasdaq or something else to get people attention. And it has a lot of attention from this side. Sometimes from gold, sometimes from Nasdaq, because people who trade and do trading other than crypto and find out about crypto, they will start trading crypto. And that's the only reason, because if Bitcoin is not correlated with anything, with gold or with Nasdaq or with other stock or something else, if it's not correlated to this, then don't they're not going to like it. And that's the only reason, because only from time to time it does the same. Because people who trade stocks trade crypto. If stocks are going down, they're going to sell also their crypto size or close the long or the short or whatever they do. And also the correlation with the MicroStrategy stock, because he's pro crypto and buys a lot of Bitcoin. That's only like 60-70% of the Bitcoin pumps are made by Sailor alone, because he buys a lot, and that price goes up. Not too many people have that amount. The rest of the price action is from futures with the leverage. And that's the same. There are people from stocks who trade Bitcoin. And when they are the big boys and dumping, Bitcoin is going to do the same. But not always. Sometimes when everything is down, only crypto is up. It's like, why is that? Because everyone is short, everyone is selling, and the big boys buys the dip and pump it, and people will feel sorry about it. They lift the bag, they sold the bag, and nah, it's up again. Okay, buy the bag again. Then you'll dump again. Like, that's the only reason, only psychology. So back to Bitcoin. And also forgot to say, the levels for my indicator, which you have access, are for Binance usually on the perpetual side, because on the Coinbase and others sometimes they might not work. On the 1 hour, it's pretty oversold, so I'm guessing on the day end it will eventually maybe pump. It doesn't, and it closes below this, pretty much risky and a little bit bearish. So basically, like, I think I have about 1 hour maybe as my first live stream. I hope I didn't disappointed you. I will talk about coins and requests I will try to do, like, if not every week a live stream, maybe like 1 or 2 weeks. If Philbs does a live stream Monday, I will try to do one on Friday. Like, sometimes I have like his vision, sometimes it's different, and for sure I don't want to mess up with your head, guys. Like, Philbs is bullish, me to be bearish in the same day. Like, what's going on? What are you going to follow? So, to not be too much of a problem, I will try to do at the end of the week. Or if I do Monday, I will let him do Friday for his period of time. And I think he also was a little bit bearish, but later people maybe waited to short the 50-day moving average. That's why I got in earlier around here. I don't know if it will go again, but I really doubt. So my long that I have probably will try to exit around this, which was daily top and the 0.5 level. I think I'm in a small loss for now, but my entry is 84, $300 above this. It's my entry. So if you like it or not, let me know. If you didn't understand something or have some questions, or what you didn't like, what you liked, how to improve it, let me know in the Discord. And I guess this will be for today. When I will finish the Alpha Prime with the strategy, you'll have a lot of more settings. You can see on the 5 minutes it met the condition and it's long. I think it's the same price. Yeah, I entered 100 lower below here because the indicator it's made how my mind thinks. So the condition of below 2.5 and below support, it's a long for me, at least for today, until the day ends. And probably my first target is around here, the first level of the drop. Usually it will be around here, but at the first, this is where I'm going to take some profits. It's around 3%, yes. So around here is my entry. And about the exit, I don't have an exit like for today, but to have a closer look at the what can an exit be, you can go from to the monthly and you'll have the, usually my stop loss, it will be around 2% on the down. So if my entry is around here, 2% not a lot for me. So an exit will be if we do below 82. And usually that's the monthly for my indicator. If you go with the monthly, like if it's normal environment trading, you can use daily. After first 2 days of the week, you can use weekly, which they are different. We'll see. So this is the daily. daily usually moves. Around here, I think it was 1.5 the score around here, and 2.5 was around here, and 3 was around a little just below, because it moves with the price at the time of the entry. But to be more specific, you can use, I always use weekly, but weekly resets every Sunday. So Monday, the indicator is not going to work. You'll have to be on the daily. Weekly stays the same, like it moves very little, even if the price has a lot of action. So on the weekly, it's always the safest one, but we have to use it like after Monday because it needs more data. Basically, the indicator it's made like to use it on the end of the week with the weekly, starting with the mid of the week, and with daily to start on the Monday, on the first days of the trading. And the main usually to help is the resistance and the support. These are fixed. These don't change. They change only after the day ends. You'll see that like this is the new resistance in this here. So the support is going to be lower. So R1 and R2 tomorrow are going to move like around here is going to be R1, I think, and around here it will be R2, and support is going to be much lower because it's daily based. Let me delete this. And for a longer view, you can use the monthly. Like again, this works for the current month. If you are going to use it on the 1 of April, the values are going to be very little because it doesn't have data. The indicator will adapt with the data it has, with the price action. And usually between 0.5 and 0.5 is the medium monthly range. So on a monthly basic, price will usually stay around here. The max it can go, like if tomorrow the Bitcoin reserve is on and USA starts to buy, the price will go probably until the alpha level. Then it will come back to make the people go out, like to the second resistance. This is going to be support, and after that it will resume. And the alpha level will change every day, and it also have like previous values. Like if you want to know yesterday values, you're going to put previous, and they're going to change if they are different. If they are not different, it will be the same. Oh no, this is actual. This is the one. This is the same like actual level is the author from the Discord IE bot that I made, and previous one is the author. And I made for you to display the current plus weekly, like to see the weekly support. How was it? And you can see it was almost the same as the day because it was the start of the week. You can see the previous day, what was yesterday support. If you are in a trade, if you are long or short and you want to know the previous day support, you can use this, or you can use the last 3 days. So basically you can see the level like in the past, like what it was 1 day ago, 2 day ago, and the weekly. And basically they're like the whole week when the price was in the same range here. You can see it was close to resistance here, far away here, but close to support. Again close to support, and again close to resistance. I didn't add to see like whole history. You'll see even with the biggest pumps, this will be like above it too. And worst case, alpha is the main. Where you see alpha, it's like a full dump of 9%, I think. Yes, 9% like from here. Like the daily, that's like alpha levels are for too much bars to calculate. Basically that it was alpha level though. Is the maximum it can go on a very bullish news or a very bearish news. If something bad is will happen like today, I don't know. Trump dies, a new war starts, a new pandemic, it's on the rise. That's the place, the alpha level. And I deleted the indicator. Same for the top, but the main entry will be only to be safe on the weekly with the actual and on the -3, which will never change on the weekly. For the first week, start for the first days of the week, you can use the daily, but better on the weekly if you trade at the end of the week, or at least after the first days. But as a reference, you have the main values. Support, even if you are entered same here, if it dumps today or even tomorrow, eventually it will come back here and you can exit. Like if it's really bad. Same goes for the resistance. They are the same, the levels. And at the first, well, not today, but yesterday, which was the same, close to support, pumped into daily top. Again, to support, pump into the daily top. If it gets above daily top, confirms the daily top, it will go above the resistance, close to 2.5, test the resistance. If it's bullish, it's going to be above R1. Same for the down levels. And that's what the levels do. They can offer you like not the perfect entry maybe, but like at least a safe options. And it's also good for spot, like for spot if you buy and sell on a 3%. I don't know how much good will do, but I also use them from time to time to buy spot. It's the same levels. And with the strategy, you'll have a lot of more options, like options that don't fail. You'll have, if you want to enter or to get a signal, want to get a notification, I will also make this available for webhooks for notifications. The enter, like to enter long on the 2.5 or the 2. The reference level, if you want this level with the support and the first resistance, or if you want the level 3 and the exit plan at 3% or 3 whatever, you can put 9%. It will notify you where to exit, but on a daily basic, it doesn't. On a normal trading environment, it will not go above 4 or 5%. Like 7% or higher, it's if there are very bullish news or hype or people going to the FOMO, then yes, you can keep the trade if you have a good entry. But it's basically like for quick profits, quick exits, and even if it's longer than a day or two, to be safe to exit. And the stop loss, I didn't put it here, but I will when I update the code. I will make it like to put a stop loss in percent and to get a notification. And you'll have some filters. You'll have like RSI filter, and basically like here when it detected the condition too long. Let me see if I can make it more clear. Like with tables. Like this. So I have low condition met with the deviation of around 2.8 with the RSI below and the reference of support 1. That was exactly my long size. Now I am in a little bit of loss, but that's not a problem for me. Eventually it will come back here and I will exit. If not, I will take a 2% loss. But that's my way of trading. For you, I will have to make like settings. And when you are going to enable the settings, you'll have RSI filter and other filters, like put your settings with the stop loss, with the oversold or overbought condition, and the signals will work with the support and resistance with some extra as you want. So